Okay, so good day to each and everyone and to you, sir. Um, Today we're going to report about Hong Kong and what you can see and what more to do in Hong Kong if you visit there. So to start, we have here the flag and symbolism of Hong Kong. So the regional flag carries a design of five bohemian petals, each with a star in the middle on a red background. The red flag represents the motherland and the Bohemia represents Hong Kong. The design implies that Hong Kong is an inevitable part of China and prospers in the embrace of the motherland. So the flag's embellic flower comes from the Bohemia, also known as Hong Kong orchid tree. The fragrant purplish flowers are cultivated all over the city and bloom between November and the end of March. On the flag, the flower is illustrated in white and as a symbol of peace and harmony. So here's a glimpse and a short video of Hong Kong if you travel there.
Open eye, feel the waves cut through me, hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me.
So, the money currency in Hong Kong. Hong Kong has its own currency called the Hong Kong dollar. Hong Kong uses a different currency to mainland China's yuan or the Macau Bataka. Using money in Hong Kong is easy for foreigners. Travelers generally find that their cards are accepted widely and that transactions or ATM withdrawals are easy. It is easy to exchange money at good rates at some currency exchanges.
What we have next is the geography. So as for Hong Kong, a special administrative region of the People's Republic of China can be geographically divided into three territories. We have Kowloon, Hong Kong Island, and the New Territories. So the Hong Kong has a total area of 1,100 kilometers, of which 3.16% is water, and 60 islands are dispersed around Hong Kong. So the largest of which by area is the Lantau Island, located southwest of the main peninsula with the four highest population density of countries and dependencies in the world at 6,300 people per square meter. Hong Kong is known for its shortage of residential space, so politically, Hong Kong is divided into 18 districts, each having a district council. Nevertheless, most public services operate across the territory and travel between the district is not restricted. So the continent of Hong Kong is home to the second highest number of billionaires of any city in the world, the highest number of billionaires of any city in Asia, and the largest concentration of ultra high net worth individuals of any city in the world. And the population count as for the um, newest and the current population of Hong Kong is up to 7.507 million. So imagine how rich and dense the population in Hong Kong is.
So for religious affiliation, majority of the population identified with Chinese folk religions. Of the remaining population, 21.3% of Hong Kong is Buddhist, 14.2% is Taoist, and 11.8% is Christian, and 3.7% identified with other. Smaller numbers of the populations are Hindu, Sikh, and Jewish. Hong Kongers have more religious freedom than their close neighbors in China. However, in a 2014 survey conducted by the Gallup poll, 75.55% of Hong Kongers said that religion was not important to their daily lives. So for the climate in Hong Kong, Hong Kong's climate is a subtropical, tending towards temperate for nearly half the year. During November and December, there are pleasant breezes, plenty of sunshine, and comfortable temperatures. Many people regard this as the best months of the year. January and February are cloudier, with occasional cold fronts followed by dry northerly winds. It is not uncommon for temperatures to drop below 10 degrees Celsius in urban areas. The lowest temperature recorded at the observatory is 0 degrees Celsius, although sub-zero temperatures and frost occur at times on high ground and in new territories.
Okay, so what we have next is the Confucianism. So Confucianism is a guiding philosophy that puts emphasis on the importance of healthy human relationships. So not just in Hong Kong, but also in other parts of the world, they practice having healthy human relationships. It teaches that when this natural inequality is accepted and respected, it becomes easier to maintain harmonious, stable relations between individuals and therefore in society as a whole. So Confucianism, a philosophy which also applies to other parts of the world, which made their country prosperous. So what we have also is Taoism. Taoism is a religion of cultivation and can be confusing to understand as the Tao itself is indescribable and left to its own interpretation. It is associated with pantheism, the belief that everything composed in reality is divine. So the language, as for Hong Kong, is during the colonial period, English was the primary language in Hong Kong, and due to trading, it was not until 1974 that Hong Kong adopted Chinese as the second official language. So Cantonese is the main dialect spoken in 89% of household in Hong Kong compared to the 25% who speak Mandarin. English is spoken as a primary language in 3% of the Hong Kong households, while 38% of the population claims the ability to speak English. While the country has two official languages, English is preferred language in business, government, and tourism due to the fact that the country is an international business hub. So as for religion that was stated a while ago, a majority of the population identified with Chinese books or religions, and 49% of the remaining population, 21.3% of Hong Kong is Buddhism, 14.2% is Taoism, 11.8% is Christian, and 7.8 identified with other known religions. The smaller numbers of the populations are Hindus, Sikh, and Jewish. Hong Kongers have more religious freedom than their close neighbors like China. As we all know, a brief knowledge about the religion in China, they have a specific strong religion and beliefs as for compared to religion in Hong Kong. However, in a 2014 survey conducted by the Gallup poll, 75.55% of Hong Kongers said that religion was not important to their daily life, unlike us Christians and how we value religion itself.
So here are the three major cities. First is Chunwan. Population is 318,916. Ayata code is ZTW. So Chunwan district is one of the 18 districts of Hong Kong. It is located in the new territories and it's served by the Chunwan line of the MTR metro system. Its area is 60.7 kilometers squared. Its residents, who mostly live in Shanwan town, enjoy the highest income in the new territories. Next is Cologne. Population is 2,108,419. Ayata code is HKG. So part of the Hong Kong Special Administrative Region. Southeastern China is constitutes the Chinese mainland portion of the Hong Kong region and is located north of Hong Kong Island and east of the mouth of the Pearl River Delta. Geographically, it consists of two portions, the hillier, more rural and farmed new territories to the north and west, and the more residential industrial Kowloon area to the south and east. Kowloon has become an industrial center, particularly of textile manufacturing, and rivals Victoria as a tourist destination. Next is Tunmon. Population is 487,546. Ayata code is ZAH. So Tunmon is located in the west of Hong Kong's new territories. It is sandwiched between two mountains, Castle Peak. From the west, Khao Keng Shan. From the east, Chun Mon Trail contains two segments. One starts from Ho Fok Tong College in San Hui, connected with the end of MacLeod's Trail through the Yok Mong Yun till Prime View Garden. Another starts from the Yok Mong Yun to Tu Fuji.
Okay, what we have next is the top tourist destinations in Hong Kong. First, we have Hong Kong Disneyland. It is known not just here in the Philippines but other parts of the world. So, Hong Kong Disneyland is a theme park located on reclaimed land in Penny's Bay, Lantau Island. It is located inside the Hong Kong Disneyland Resort and it is owned and managed by Hong Kong International Theme Parks. So, here's a short video and a glimpse of Hong Kong Disneyland.
I must keep my voice in top-notch shape.
Next destination Next destination is Tanchan Buddha. So Tanchan Buddha is a large bronze statue of Buddha Shakyamuni completed in 1993 and located at Ngong Ping, Lantau Island in Hong Kong. The statue is sited near Pauline Monastery and symbolizes the harmonious relationship between man and nature, people and faith. So here is a video.
Okay, so we also have the Victoria Harbor. So Victoria Harbor is a natural landform harbor separating Hong Kong Island in the south from the Kowloon Peninsula to the north. So the harbor's deep sheltered waters and strategic location on the South China Sea were instrumental in Hong Kong's establishment as a British colony and its subsequent development as a trading center. So we have here a short video as well on Victoria Harbor.
Next is Hong Kong Museum of History. The Hong Kong Museum of History is a museum that preserves Hong Kong's historical and cultural heritage. It is located next to the Hong Kong Science Museum in Tsim Sha Tsui, East Kowloon, Hong Kong. The collections of the museum encompass natural history, archaeology, ethnography, and local history. So here is a short video.
So here we have Big Wave Bay. So in Big Wave Bay or Tai Long One is a bay in the southern district of Hong Kong. It is located on the eastern coast of Hong Kong Island, south of Cape Collinson and north of Shek-O. This bay should not be confused with the bay with the same name in Sai. Big Wave Bay has a beach popular among surfers. So short video as a glimpse of Big Wave Bay.
So here are the culture, customs, and traditions in Hong Kong. So Hong Kongers are being increasingly influenced by the culture of the mainland Chinese. Their culture is sophisticated and mixes Confucian and British ethics, and they are international savvy. Under British rule, through foreign media influence and their everyday contact with foreigners both in Hong Kong and abroad, because many travel for business, work, and education. During the last century and a half, their distinctive Western or Eastern fusion culture has emerged. Their culture is a fusion of the cultures of China, Britain, and other Western countries. So here are some customs. Business cards. Hong Kong people swap business cards all the time. You should have a business card for yourself even if you're not working. The best is to have a card printed in both Chinese and English. If your address is printed on the card in Chinese, it will help when using a taxi. When exchanging or receiving a card, give your card with both hands. This is the proper etiquette in Hong Kong and can be extended to giving and receiving your credit card when you make purchases. Toothpicks. After a meal in a restaurant, toothpicks are used to clean the teeth. You must cover your mouth with one hand while cleaning your teeth. Chopsticks. Never leave your chopsticks stuck into your food straight up. This is a bad luck. You should always put your chopsticks back on their chopstick holder when you are finished with a meal.
So, as a continuation of Hong Kong's custom, eating at a fast food restaurant, if you eat on a busy day and you have a few extra seats at your table, expect someone to join you. And there is no such thing as personal space if they see an empty chair in a restaurant. They use it, but of course with permission. So just like a custom here in the Philippines, so we are used to occupying four seats alone and not having to share it with anyone else, but that does not go with everyone else, but to some only. And then hospital visit, if you are visiting a local Chinese, don't take flowers to hospital or to sick people. Take fruit, shouldn't be in unlucky numbers, stick to even numbers of fruit like 8, which is lucky. Speeding and belching. So the locals or the non-business people in Hong Kong do this loudly and it isn't considered rude. So just like here in the Philippines, people would speed um anywhere or anytime, and that does not considered as rude, unlike any other countries. So we have cheongsam. The Hong Kong traditional dress for women is called a cheongsam. It is a long dress and a short sleeves. The ancient clothing was made from animal skins and fur. And the traditional design for men include embroidered clothes with unique designs like phoenix, dragons, and lightning. The men in Hong Kong also wear the traditional long gown. in some instances here in the Philippines, that's not considered as one of them.
So, the festivals and holidays in Hong Kong. They celebrate Chinese New Year. Traditionally on New Year's Day, a huge night parade passes through the streets of the Chim Sha Chu, while on the second day of the lunar year, a dazzling fireworks display lights up the skies across Victoria Harbor. They also celebrate Dragon Boat Festival. It takes place on the 55th day of the fifth lunar month, usually around May or June, and is a public holiday. Next is Mid-Autumn Festival. This major festival has been celebrated since the Tang Dynasty and honors the full moon, a symbol of unity for the Chinese. In Hong Kong, traditional ran pastries known as mooncakes are still given alongside modern versions. And lastly is the Spring Lantern Festival. Fo- Following on the first full moon of the Lunar New Year, the Spring Lanterns Festival is held to bid farewell to the previous year.
So here are the do's and don'ts that you need to remember when you visit Hong Kong. So again, bad luck. They consider giving flowers as bad luck. So anyone who is sick, or so if someone is visiting a Chinese school vacation and bring a fruit, and then bad luck, it's especially numbers. People should never give gifts in fours, since four sounds like death. If the wrong tone is used in Chinese, the worst gift a person could give would be four flowers. Stick to odd numbers as their safety. So bad luck or clocks, another horrible gift to give anyone is a clock. And then escalators, when riding an escalator, stand on the right and walk on the left. If you block the left hand side, people may push you out of the way. So don't just carry beach and casual wear. So before visiting Hong Kong, one must know that Chinese people are very particular about their dress code. If you want to dine in ritzy places, wear an appropriate dress or you may not be even allowed to dine in. So don't smoke in prohibited areas. So smoking a cigarette is in prohibited areas might prove to be a very costly mistake. Thus, make sure to not smoke in the areas where it is not allowed.
Sorry.
So here are the sources that we collected as for our research in Hong Kong. And that would be all for today. And Jaira, do you have anything else to add? Okay, so that would be all. Thank you and goodbye.